That moment when you realize that you are not the author of your own story. He was scrolling through the endless feed one night, and then it struck him, a sudden vertigo. The thought, I am not actually choosing what comes next. It wasn't just the algorithm feeding him content, but also the deeper realization that his life itself felt authored by forces he could not see or name. And so he began to wonder how every choice felt inevitable once it was made, as though there had never really been another option. The job he accepted, the relationships he entered, and even the thoughts flickering in his mind right now, all of them felt scripted by something beyond his control. Not fate, not God, but instead an invisible machinery of influence he swam in without knowing. The internet only sharpened this awareness because he thought he was exploring freely, clicking wherever curiosity led. But then the patterns revealed themselves. The same articles, the same emotional hooks, and the same controversies designed to hold him in place. It was like a maze where all the paths seemed different, yet everyone still led to the same center. And it wasn't just online. His preferences had been shaped by ads he did not remember, while his opinions echoed voices he had absorbed without consent. Even authenticity itself began to feel like performance, pressed into shapes that rang hollow. Sartre once warned of bad faith, the act of pretending we have no choice in order to escape the burden of freedom. But he wondered if the opposite might be true, that we convince ourselves we are choosing freely, while in truth only following scripts written by systems that profit from our predictability. Yet what unsettled him most was how natural it all felt. This was not paranoia, nor was it some hidden conspiracy. It was simply life in 2025. Everyone was performing themselves according to invisible rules, optimizing for metrics they had never chosen, and competing in games whose rules they had never agreed to. So mid-scroll, he would sometimes pause, and the question surfaced quietly. Who is doing this scrolling? Who decided to open this app right now? The desire itself felt foreign, as though it had been planted there. Or perhaps this was simply the nature of all desire when examined too closely. And yet, he did not long to unplug. Instead, he wanted to understand what authentic choice could mean in a world where even reflection was shaped by unseen forces. Because perhaps authenticity was not escape, but choosing which influences to let shape him. And perhaps agency was not control, but the brief moments when the machinery became visible and he could decide whether to keep dancing to its rhythm or search for his own. So he carried the thought like a quiet weight, and finally he asked himself, am I truly living my life or only performing a script I never chose?